Hey friends, welcome to the Michael D. Show. I am your host. I'm America's book publisher, Michael D. Butler, coming at you from Dallas, Texas. We've got authors in 66 nations, and one of our newest, greatest, best-selling authors is with us today. We're excited to talk about this new project. His book, I've Got a Chip on My Shoulder, went number one last week, and he's here with us. He's John C. Maxwell, endorsed author Orrick. Quick congratulations on going number one. How you doing today?
Sir, I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm awesome. So excited about this announcement we've got. Out of 35,000 people, the Great American Speak Off, Grant Cardone, 10X stage with Pete Vargas, Elena Cardone, John C. Maxwell as the judges, and Jesse Itzler, billionaire judge there on the stage. Wow, a lot of people that are watching right now maybe were there in Florida when you were crowned the winner of the Great American Speak Off in North America, soon to be televised globally. It's just an exciting story, rags to riches story. You've been through so much. Your mother was told to abort you. She was older in life. You were the youngest of five. You got hit by a car. You nearly died several times. Your house catches on fire. You don't have insurance, but through a miracle, God provides, and just so many stories like that. Tell them your idea. We're launching a book together. Tell them the title.
I've got something to prove.
I love it.
If you've been rejected in your life, if you've ever been told no, if you've ever been told that you don't belong here, or you're not invited to the table, and you had to scratch, you had to crawl, you had to do whatever it took to create your own table, this book is for you. A lot of you are struggling because you're trying to fit in. Let me go ahead and burst your bubble. You were never meant to fit in.
Yeah.
You were meant to stand out and create your own table. And my book is going to help you promote your story.
Well, the book is called I've Got Something to Prove. We're launching it in October, actually October 4th in Dallas, Texas. Hey, there's been a lot of great preliminary feedback on this, but I just want to share with you. You might say, why would I want to be a part of a book that I'm not the main author on? And there's 7 reasons. Number one, it's easier to complete one chapter than an entire book. I mean, it's just less work. Number 2, you're guaranteed to be a best-selling author. How about that? For the rest of your life, you get introduced to stage as a best-selling author. Number 3, you get an amazing media interview where Orrick is going to interview you in our TV studio in Dallas with your website, your social media. You'll finally be seen as the expert that you are. This helps you get more media and podcast interviews. Orrick, did you get more attention after you won the Great American Speak Off?
Oh man, it was life-changing.
Life-altering, right?
Exactly. You know, I stood after I performed my speech for 2 minutes. Me and my wife stood for 3 hours, taking pictures, answering questions, getting phone numbers, making connections. And those connections are still being edified, and I'm taking advantage of those even to this day. So you have no idea how things are going to change.
I mean, that's how you and I are working together. Is I offered you a publishing deal, and you went number one with I've Got a Chip on My Shoulder. John Maxwell doesn't endorse books, and he says, Orrick, I want to start using some of your material. That speech was amazing. So this is going to change your life. Number 5 reason is you can make money by buying books below wholesale and selling them at retail. So your story, your chapter, your face, your brand, your website is spreading globally through global book distribution. Target.com, Walmart.com, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, everywhere books are sold. You mentioned this, number 6, you make new friends and business partners that will last a lifetime. You know, we're going to have a blast in Dallas launching your book, with your new friends. This launch party TV event in Dallas doesn't just start October 4th. We're going to be on the Zoom every week together, growing together. You're going to be writing your chapter. We're going to help you. You're in this community with Orrick and I for life, and we help you to continue to grow as an entrepreneur, a speaker, an author, and a coach. And finally, number 7, and I'm going to kick it back to you, Orrick, but once you learn how easy and fun it is and see how much you benefited from this experience, you're going to want to write your book and publish your own book. How long did it take you to write that first book? I've got a chip on my shoulder, Orrick.
Oh man, I've been compiling my stories for a very long time. But when it comes to me really dialing in and writing a book, it doesn't take me that long to really write a book because I've been compiling all the information. And one of the things I want to say is that one of the benefits of you being a co-author in my book is that I can't tell my story without telling your story as well. So no matter where I go in the world, you're actually traveling with me.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna be on stages telling people to purchase the book. But when they get finished reading my story, guess what? They're gonna read your story. And then they're gonna get in contact with you. Next thing you know, you're on stages, you're on podcasts, and your brand is exploding.
Wow. How did it feel at that moment when you were crowned the winner of the Great American Speak Off?
Oh man, it felt extraordinary to hear the roar in the room when the sound meter captured how loud the room was going to be, and to hear everyone. See, what I want everyone to understand is that I've got a chip on my shoulder is actually my life. There's been times when I was not selected. There was times when I did lose. There were times when I didn't capture the audience like I should. And so what that does, the chip on your shoulder, it only just builds up so that you can fight for that yes.
Yes.
That one day you are finally going to say, hey, I made it, because you never gave up.
Show them I've got a chip on my shoulder, because this is the first book that really opened up your brand. After coming off the stage, I mean, I reached out to you. I knew I wanted to publish this story, publish this book. John Maxwell endorsed book, best-selling author, went #1 in 3 categories on Amazon last week. You're holding the hardcover. The paperback is available. The ebook is available. The audiobook's coming soon. Target.com, Walmart.com, everywhere books are sold globally. And guess what? The #1 nations for book sales for books in English are India, China, Vietnam, Thailand, Korea, and Singapore. Listen, Americans don't buy and read books. So if you want your brand to go global, jump into this. But here's the thing. We only have a limited number of spots. I want you to text Orrick right now, 336-880-8259. By the time you text him, it may already be full because we can only accommodate so many people. So text Orrick right now on his cell phone. That's his cell phone, 336-880-8259. What kind of person are we looking at to apply? Not everybody's going to be accepted, but to actually be chosen to be a part of this project.
You know, everyone has a story of resilience. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a story that displays, hey, I was on the bottom, but now I made it out of that situation. I overcame it. I conquered. I did not acquiesce to the demands of life. And those are the stories that I'm looking for. And let me say this. If you survive 2020, if you survive COVID-19 and you are still looking at me, you got a story.
I love it. I love it. There's more information at I've got something to prove.com, but don't waste time to go there. Go ahead and text Orrick right now. You could probably even call him, but I got to tell you, we're looking for men and women that are not just survivors, but thrivers, people that have been through something and now they've got a story to tell and now they're wanting to empower the world. You know, it is hard to write an entire book. It takes a long time and it takes a lot of thought and it takes a lot of work, particularly if you're busy and you've got kids like most of us do and responsibilities. But being a part of a project like this gives you a global brand instantly and overnight. You might say, what's the requirement on my part? Not everybody's going to be chosen, and we are vetting the applicants, right? There's an application process, so Orrick can give you more information about that. But the other thing is there's a financial commitment. We're going to need you to help us with the cover design, with the editing, with the Amazon bestseller, with the actual printing of the books and loading the books into distribution. There is a price, but listen, the sooner you respond, the better the price is. Now, if you wait till the last minute and let's say we have 2 more openings and you reach us, on September the 5th, you're probably not going to make it. It's probably going to be too late. So, Orrick, you won the Great American Speak Off. Elena Cardone, Grant Cardone, multi-billionaires in real estate. And how did that feel? John C. Maxwell bragging on you. Pete Vargas has coached tens of thousands of speakers. You're 35,000 people. You got the golden ticket. Tell us really quick in 90 seconds the story of the golden ticket.
Oh, man. Number one, the question is, how did I convince the world's greatest salesperson to buy into my story? See, when you have an impactful story, you can sell anything. And so what I did is you got to be all in. A lot of us, we're only doing it halfway. We're not giving it our all. When I drove 10 and a half hours to Fort Lauderdale, Florida for the semifinals with no golden ticket, I was all in. Not to mention, I had my wife and my kids. I had that pressure on me that I had to put up.
And you told your congregation,
I had to get the job done.
you told everybody, I'm not coming home empty-handed, and
I'm not coming home empty-handed. That's right.
You teach people how to tell a powerful story. We're not going to leave people hanging out there. I'm going to give them my video course on how to write a chapter in 20 minutes, and you're going to tell them how to become massive, incredible storytellers. As a bonus, you're going to get to have access to the God Code mentorship.com, which is Orrick's coaching. It's his premium platinum coaching. You're going to get for free as a part of working with us on this book project. But go ahead and text him, see if there's a spot left. And with that, Orrick, it's just a few short weeks. We're going to be in Dallas together celebrating your wins. Everybody that flies in, the hotel and the airline, you're going to pay for yourself. But listen, this is an investment into your brand, and you're part of a sorority and a fraternity of brothers and sisters from around the world that are changing the world, that are going to do mighty things together. You'll be on each other's podcasts, each other's stages, and building relationships that last a lifetime. I've got something to prove. If you've got something to prove, text Orrick and prove to Orrick that you got something to prove, because he certainly proved to Grant Cardone he had something to prove, and he's proven things every single day. So, Orrick, I think we're going to have fun, and I think we're not going to sleep that night. We're going to launch the book October 4th, the pre-party on October 3rd, and the red carpet on October the 4th, and it's going to continue from there. So check it out. I've got something to prove. If there's a spot left, go ahead and text Orrick. We'll get the paperwork over to you if you qualify, and then you'll hit him up with Venmo and Zelle and PayPal, and we'll lock it in for you and tell you what we need on that chapter, and you can go to work, and your life will never be the same.